What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is doing just fine. I know that I am, because you know what? Tomorrow we will be unlocking the 5th member for the new Lord Vader team, SWGoH, and I am super excited for that one. What's up, Red L Gamer? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything is good with you. As we normally do, we'll start off the stream with some free-to-play stuff, and then we'll move over to my main account and we'll do some Conquest, and then we'll see where the stream takes us. But as always, big welcome to all of you that's here. So let's just get on with it. I'm just doing fine, brother. I'm doing fine. Happy to see you here today. I'm always glad when I see Red L Gamer has joined the stream. So regarding the free-to-play account, still pretty much the same. We're still farming our way up for Quill and Cara Dune so we can get our hands on BAM, because that's our top priority. Then we'll move on to some other stuff once that's finished. But Jabba and Executor is our main objectives on this account. So let's see, let's just refresh our crystals a bit so we can get the most out of this. Your second account is only one piece left to get his first relic, Padawan Obi-Wan. That's fantastic, Red L Gamer. And once you get both Master Qui-Gon Jinn and Queen Amidala on that account, you'll have a fantastic first team. So let's see who else I want to get a few shards on. Let's try and work a little bit on the ships. So where's Django? Because Django does have the Hound's Tooth node, so we're currently 94 shards away. Let's see how many more shards. So now we are 92 shards away. So still a pretty long way to go to get all of these characters up and running. Let's just make sure we target Elspeth, because I was thinking about either Elspeth or Chrysanthemum, but since it's going to take a while until we can start the farm for Jabba for real, I'm just going to go ahead and try and get Morgan Elspeth to 7 stars, because I'll probably get Great Mothers to Relic soon. You took him straight to Relic 7 for the Assault Battle. Fan-bloody-tastic, man. I love to hear that stuff. You'll get a lot of stuff out of that. So, Marin, what do you need? You need a few more shards. We only got 2, unfortunately. Ships, we need to get a few shards for Anakin, because he is one of the best early game fleets or early game ships that you can have. So let's see what else we can do. We have a few challenges, of course. We got our rewards from the Hoth Rebel territory battles we're doing on this account currently. And on this account I'm doing absolutely no Conquest at all, because the rewards we'll be getting on this account is absolutely not worth it for me to spend my time on. So I'm just not gonna do it, to be honest. On this account, if you're watching this live or on replay, it's completely free to play. So we have some mod energy left. Let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, I was working on Savage, getting all of those his mods to 6 dots. Just to get that extra health bonuses that can be helpful inside a Grand Arena. And let's just make sure we claim all of these goodies. And then I'll need to go through the store, try and get as much shards of ships and characters we need. And then we'll move over and do some Conquest grinding on our main account for an absolutely, in my opinion, useless character. The Pirate faction is it's probably gonna be good, but you're gonna be needing all the new stuff. So I guess it's 1 legendary and the rest is gonna be marquees, so it's gonna be hidden behind the pay-to-win walls. So now that I've gotten my clones, I'm definitely not gonna wail on anything in the near future. So for me, it's an absolutely useless character to get, but I'll be getting it because I want to get the red crate on that account, because of the rewards we're getting. So let's just make sure we buy some credits with the stuff that we have. Nice, we got 2 million over there. Let's see, let's get some of these. Is there any character? Let's just make sure we start farming an Arcasian, because we'll probably need him in the future going for the Profanity. Ventress I want to get a lot of shards of, and Arcadius as well. So here is where we can get a lot of good stuff. Unfortunately there was not that many ships today. Let's just make sure we keep working on the pilots. And let's see, Clone Sergeant can be good to get the 7 stars as well. So Spirit, Finn and Zombie. I think Pablo is looking pretty... Yeah, Pablo is already ready to take 2 7 stars when we need him. So the question is, I don't think I'm gonna buy any Zetas. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start keep farming on our ships to make sure I can get as many of these guys to 7 stars ASAP. And first order TIE Fighter Pilot. We're not gonna be needing you for anything in particular. So we have already maxed out Wampa, so we can start working our way towards Hermit Yoda even more now. Let's see, let's just get some more of that. And what else? Let's get that one and this one as well. So we can start farming their gear to our Gear 12 characters, mainly Savage and Treya on this account. And let's go ahead and jump into a random squad arena battle so we can get our rewards for today on this account. And to be honest guys, you can't really show too much else on a free-to-play account than what I'm doing right now, so I guess it's fine. We can do it like this sometimes, and then I'll upload a few videos here and there once we do unlock certain characters and hit certain benchmarks. But for right now, before we jump on over to our main account, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the stuff that I can do. So can't really do too much at this point. Yeah, we can do a little bit of the raid actually while we're here, just to make sure we get those rewards. Yeah, let's go with the Darth Vader lead. So it's been so long ago since I did the Sith raid on my main account, but I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty fun doing it on your free-to-play account once in a while. So let's just make sure we get the most damage possible. Stack the damage on Vader, and then we'll do a big force killing blade. 130,000 damage. And I think I'm just gonna put it on auto. Normal. I think actually back in the back in the day, you could actually clear this whole Sith raid with not only with the gas and the clones. So, but it was a little bit of RNG to it and a little bit cheese, if I remember it correctly. But it was a lot of fun when you got it to work. It was a lot of fun. You could get so much damage. Using Trey in the Sith raid is wild, yeah. I mean, she was the character you were rewarded for the Sith raid. I mean, I wish raids would be giving out characters as they did back in the day. I remember we had Han Solo for the Pit raid. We had General Kenobi for the Separatist raid. Can't remember exactly the name. We had Treya for the Sith raid. But unfortunately, when Crate Dragon Raid was released, we didn't get any new characters tied to raids. That's a little bit unfortunate, because I used to think raids were a lot more important when you got the character shards. But right now, when you don't get any character shards from the raids, it's not as important. You get good rewards, don't get me wrong, but once there's a character tied to something, it just makes it so much more fun. And the same goes for territory battles. So hopefully we get I don't think we're gonna get a new territory battle soon, but I hope we get a new territory battle character tied to the Rise of the Empire that we have right now. Because you may know we already have Reva that's tied to Rise of the Empire, but I don't know how long she's been in the game. It feels like she's been in the game for minimum like two years, I'd say. So I would like it if they added a new planet or added a new character tied to to the territory battles. In those times, unlocking the raid character was supreme victory for the guild. Yeah, but in those days, those characters were also the unlimited power characters. So by that I mean they were literally the best characters in the game. But now they've started to change their focus a little bit, going more towards Conquest characters. So I can't blame them for that, because it's free to play friendly for the most part, because you can get most of the feats done inside of Conquest, but some are still hidden behind a pay to win wall. But normally you can unlock most of the characters at 7 stars after 4 rounds of Conquest, if you do end up going hard on Conquest. So you can't be mad about that, but man, I do actually miss those old days when we had characters tied to raids. And they had a missed opportunity actually when they create Dragon Raid. They could have added so many good characters for the Hot Cartel faction. But we'll see now when the Order 66 raid eventually will come to the game. And now we just got enraged and we'll kill off my whole team. But yeah, I don't think we'll get anything new in the Order 66 raid. Maybe, I don't know if they'll add Relic 10 or something like that. I hope not, because we still need a lot of other stuff before we need Relic 10. So guys, that's gonna be it for this free-to-play account. Let's just hop on over to our main account and start working our way towards SM34 or 33. I always say 34 for some reason. So I'm almost done with the raid crate, but I still have some stuff I need to do on my main account to get to the red crate, so I guess we can do it here together. But as I said, in terms of use outside of the raid for SM33, I think it's gonna be completely and utter garbage. Why? Because you need to get those new characters, the new marquees, and those are mainly gonna be hidden behind a pay-to-win wall, so you can't really do too much. Yo, PHX, my brother, welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything's good to you. Doing Conquest for a character no one cares is sad. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the character. I think it's a cool character, but I feel like the faction, the pirate faction, is right now, it's lacking a lot of stuff. So you have Son of Stars, basically the only leader. But yeah, you can't really do too much with any of these. Hondo, you can't really do it too much, and all of these thrive under different teams as well. They'll be adding new characters to the pirate faction. Specifically, they said they're going to be adding 2 new leaders to split up to get 2 teams for 3v3 situation and 5v5 if I'm not mistaken. But those characters, as I said, it's going to be locked behind pay-to-win walls inside of a marquee events and stuff like that, so you need to buy your way into getting those. So I think SM33 is not going to do too much for me unless he is crazy good inside of the Order 66 raid. Yeah, this is going to be Jocasta New 2.0. Yeah, I mean, Jocasta still has decent viability outside of the Master Qui-Gon Jinn team, but she is still pretty. Yeah, she's also very much tied to. What's his name? Jedi Master Window, although as I said, she does have some viability. Only that thinks this Conquest is harder than before, not only the fights but the feats too. Yeah, I guess the feats are a little bit more annoying. So batch surviving is annoying. I mean, the death marks for me is a pain. I thought I could use Revan, but that doesn't work. And then you have the bonus turns to tenacity downs, which are okay. What's up, Kai? Welcome to the stream, brother. Yeah, Kai, yeah, useless pirate tag. I agree with you. And then, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the feats. You have Order 66, which is a little bit annoying. Marked, you could do it with the Voluntary Vanguard because it's bugged, and that counts as a marked. And then you have, yeah, Empire Squads, which is pretty okay. Order 66, I think, is the most annoying one on that part. Sector 3, target practice is insane. I hate this one. I don't think I'm not even gonna try and get it done unless I need to. And then the other feats on Sector 1 and 2 isn't that bad, to be honest. You really struggle this time around, yeah. I mean, the global feats are a little bit more annoying as well. The critical damage downs is mostly tied to Dash Rendar with this AoE. And then you have the Bad Batch units, unless you have them at relics, it's going to be pretty tough for you. and this one is mainly just throwing Ray with all of the lights on a line force user that you can find. Of the pirate faction, the unique one with pirate vibes, LS Hondo. Yeah, the thing is I haven't really looked too much into his kit, to be honest, because it's not a character that I'll be using day one, so I haven't really cared enough to check his kit in details. I do think it's going to be a pretty good character, but is it something I'm going to be using? Probably not. Unless the pirate characters that we'll be getting is going to work with low stars and low gear. But I find that hard to believe. So let's just go ahead and get all of the critical damages down. So we'll have that global feat done. Let's just make sure we stun you so you don't do any crazy stuff. But as I said, guys, tomorrow SWGoH is coming to the game with the final piece to the Lord Vader, new Lord Vader team, and with the clones. Very excited for that. We'll be getting him to 7-star and Relic 9 straight away. What's up, Nope? Welcome to the stream. For the target practice feat, you can use the new Omega in the lead, then old Babbage. I did 402 battles, no status in new Omega. Okay. We'll definitely try that out right now. I'm just gonna make sure we add this one. What did we get? Deployable cooling system. So, nope. I almost said your name incorrectly. You had a good strategy for that. So, let's see. Is there any specific node that I need to be aware of that it works better up against, or did you just do it up against any normal modes? That green pirate guy from the Mando series will be kinda cool, yeah. I mean, we'll get at least 4 or 5 new ones, plus a legendary one, I think, so maybe we'll get Jude Law as well, the guy from Skeleton Crew. You can't be mad about that. So I don't know if I am gonna be able to outspeed. Let's just make sure we find something that doesn't look all that scary, so we can try out that strategy. You will avoid teams who use ability block, as your goal is to hit all enemies at the same time to maximize your target practice gain. Okay. There are far too many tags already. Yeah, I can agree with you on that, Kai. So, no ability blocks. It's not going to be any ability blocks on this team. You have the stun from Kylo. But we'll test it out. So you said you used the new Omega with the old Bad Batch crew, and you were able to get it done in 2 battles. So I'm not too familiar with this squad, but we'll see if I can get it done or not. So yes, we'll do this. Nice. Damage this enemy to gain target practice. I mean, maybe my data discs are too good for this. Let's see. Remove stuff from health. Yes. So that's it up. So the only way to gain target practice is just to hit them, I guess. I don't know how many we got from this one. I think my data discs might screw me, maybe. Okay, yeah, nice. We got the deployable cooling system. Let's see how many we did get. So oh shit, we ended up getting 120. So this is not gonna be as this is not gonna be as tough as I believed it was about to be. So yeah, 120 from one battle is more than enough for me. We can do this 4 times, and then we'll literally be done with it. So thank you, Nope, for that. For that tip, I do appreciate it a lot. Everything that makes me play Conquest less is good for me, so I guess we'll give it to you. So nice, we got 120 target practices from the last battle. Let's see how many we got from this one. 208. So basically need to do this 2 more times. And hopefully this counts as Bad Batch wins as well. I don't know if the whole team needs to be alive. Let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll have the big AoE from Tech here. Every time you damage the same unit that you damaged on the last time, you gain target practice. AoE makes it easier to damage them all at the same time, so it gives more target practice, yeah. Well, thank you, bro. As I said, I do appreciate it a lot. Okay, nice. And at the same time, oh shit, just like that in 3 battles we were done with the target practice, the stuff that I said I was gonna avoid. What's up, Boyd? My brother, welcome to the stream. Hopefully everything is good with you. So, Nope just gave us the best tip I've ever gotten when it comes to Conquest. At least for the target practice, so I was able to do that in 3 turns, so thank you for that. And now we have the Death Mark trick. I think it's the only one that can inflict Death Mark that I know is Death Trooper. I don't know how to cheese that really. I don't know if I want to just start working my way to completing, getting as many shards as possible from these guys. Win with Crosshair Scarred surviving. This should be pretty easy, so we'll just bring in Lord Vader, all of the clones, and then we'll bring in Crosshair Scarred. And this is how the team should have looked like. We should have gotten a dark side Crosshair for the final. Ooh, yeah. Did not take into account the AoEs that they have, and my Lord Vader is a little bit tired from what it looks like. Let's see if I can make sure we get a little bit more speed in. Cal at Rally 5, now the fun start. Yeah, Cal Kestis is a fantastic character. So we'll do the AoE and everyone should die off because we have Volatile Accelerator. He should die, nice. Let's throw in this. Let's do a buff dispel. So I thought. Okay, we need to be careful now. Yep, and this should kill him off, perfect. So now we got another 5 key cards for Crosshair, which is nice. So we're slowly making our way towards that red crate, Galacta and Ahsoka-Tano. Unfortunately, I do not have her. So Sector 5, we can probably rest from that a little bit. So Unaligned Force User and Bad Batch units is, I think, what I need to be focusing on mainly right now. Let's see if there's anything in Sector 2 that I can do. So win 10 battles with at least 3 Dark Side Controllers in your squad. This should be pretty easy if I do need the extra 5 key cards. Sector 4 we have Death Mark 10 times. Let's see, is there anything I can do here? Defeat an enemy with your cost and you win with a full battle. Bad Batch, I don't know if I even want to do that. Win with Hu Yang surviving. Let's try this also. So where is Spectre? Hu Yang. So as long as they don't get a turn. So all of them should die off here, but yeah. Oh god damn it, man. Can I level you up a little bit? Yeah, I just upgrade him a little bit so he can survive the first hit. And then just give him all the leftover health mods I have. Oh my god, I don't want to give you any good mods. Let's sort by speed and give you the least speeds possible. Fortunately, all I have is good speed mods. I have too many health mods, so probably need to start discarding a few of these. Not sure to put who to put on the Revan team, though I'm never getting Jedi Master Luke, so lol, yeah. Yeah, bro, I mean, I was gonna say you're in a pickle, but if you're not gonna get Jedi Master Luke, then you don't need to worry about a thing. Of course he dies, still, you useless character. Hu Yang, I absolutely hate you, so I'm not gonna do that again. Wasted time and effort for that. Hunter, Mercenary surviving, 5 surviving, so a lot of stuff that I can just cheese while I want. Underline Force use, let's just make sure we get a few of these in. These battles should literally take 5 seconds, I hope. But you never know with Rey, she's a pretty slow GL on offense. Conquest grind is real. It sucks that it's for a useless character. He's probably going to be very good inside of 30 wars, but I don't know how good he'll be outside of that. You'll work something out. Don't always need a GL Citadel and Supreme Caravan are enough, everything else will take too long, and yeah. I mean, you do what you feel is best, guy. For sure. And hopefully you'll get better soon. The overall Conquest is pretty boring to play, because you need to do the same battles over and over again. I mean, it can be quite boring to watch for someone that's watching the stream, but don't worry, soon we'll have more Grand Arena soon. It should be a Grand Arena on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday night for me, I think the Grand Arena starts. We should have a Grand Arena starting tomorrow, so you can join up tomorrow, and then you'll have the defenses, and then the Grand Arena will go live. For me, later that day, around 11 o'clock at night, for me here in Sweden. So we'll probably have some Grand Arena gameplay live streams coming up, and we'll see how good SWGoH will be with Lord Vader inside of 5v5 Grand Arena. I do suspect though that Leia and Supreme Leader Caravan will still work pretty well up against Lord Vader with the clones. However, I don't think Starkiller Malakos is going to work as well up against Lord Vader inside of a 5v5 situation, because now with this addition of SWGoH, if you do end up removing the taunt from him, you'll inflict Order 66 on yourself, so there's going to be a whole lot more Order 66 going in to that battle. Yeah, we need to watch out for Jabba. I mean, one failed battle up against Jabba and the whole thing can go south. So we definitely need to be careful with our mighty Jabba. I mean, I think he's the only GL I have, but he is mostly a problem to clean up inside of a 3v3 situation. Inside of 5v5 it's a lot easier to at least get around stuff and get a turn with the train rolling. Inside of 3v3 it's pretty damn hard, I'm not gonna lie. Because eventually he'll just take a turn, which is not that bueno. And I don't know when we'll get the kit reveal for Jedi Master Windu. It should be pretty soon, because after this week the next marquee characters that will come is going to be the new Jedi Vanguard characters. What's up OWWLZ? I don't know how to pronounce the name, but welcome to the stream. In your opinion, which order would you go for the setups on Darkside clones? I just unlocked Lord Vader within the last few days. I am missing his basic setup. I wonder if I should do Darkside clones setups before his basic. Yeah, great question. So let me just go ahead and do this battle, and then we can go over and take a look at what Zetas you'll be needing on your dark side clones. So on Scourge it's gonna be one Zeta only, so I do recommend you apply that. But as for the other guys, I'd say Apos, Vader's Fist is the most important one. You can skip out on a Nightfall Trooper. Oh, no, Nightfall Trooper is not even a Zeta. I think it's No Witnesses. So No Witnesses is also, it basically turns on the Order 66, but in my opinion Vader's Fist is a little bit better, because you get Curse and Commander, you get Dramatic Entrance and all of that stuff, which you don't get over here. So I definitely think that Vader's Fist is more important than No Witnesses, because of the bonuses it gives to the team. So only that on him. But of course, if you can apply the both Zetas, you should apply the No Witnesses as well, because that adds the Order 66. As for CX2, I'd say that this right here is probably the best Zeta for him, because he can he dispels debuffs and all of that stuff, and he can ignore the taunt, and he can inflict Order 66. So I definitely recommend only this Zeta on him. You only have the Vader's Fist on Apo. I am missing all other Zetas with Darkside clones. Currently have no Zetas due to unlocking over there. I see the dilemma. What's up, Dank? Welcome to the stream, brother. You can't stay, but good luck. Thank you, bro. I do appreciate it. But yeah, so just keep the Zeta on No Witnesses, or of course you need to keep it. But wait with applying the Zeta on No Witnesses to Apo, and then make sure you get you chose the wrong side on CX2, because that's the most important one on him. Then you can apply the second one. I'm not too sure which one it is. I think it should probably be this one. This is really good as well. But this one you can wait out on. The unique is a lot better. So if you only need to apply one, you should definitely apply. You chose the wrong side. For Darkside Clone Trooper, I'd say probably, yeah, I think you can actually skip out on all of the Zetas on Darkside Clone Trooper. I think this is the guy you can apply the last when it comes to Zetas. Although his special well-executed ambush is good, I'm not too sure. Yeah, this is definitely a Zeta. So if you have a Zeta, only want to apply one Zeta on him, you should go for the well-executed ambush. But I think you can wait on out of that guy if you want to get the most out of your Lord Vader. But then you have, yeah. Let's see. So he has somewhere that it says massive damage. So I'm not too sure if this is the... Yeah, this is the Deco Squad. So yeah, both Zetas on this guy is good. I'd probably go with this one instead. Because if you have enough potency, you can land in locked healing immunities and stuff like that. So that's really good. But if you do have this one, you get the massive damage, which is really, really good as well if you can apply that Order 66. So any one of those two is really good. I'm not too sure which one I should recommend. So yeah, you said you only have one Zeta. I don't know if do you have any Zetas on the other clones? Would you say the chose the wrong side Zeta is better over his other Zeta on Focus and Determined on CX2? Yeah. Let's see. So, I mean, this is the Omicron, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, but so whenever an enemy dispels a debuff, all allies gain 10% bonus protection. You still get this one, which is kind of nice. But this one is the best. So at the start of the battle, if Apo is an ally, all Empire allies can ignore taunt effects or target enemies inflicted with Order 66. So that's pretty important, that you can ignore the taunt on Order 66. You can't do that without the Zeta. So yeah, I definitely say the Focus and Determined is a lot better than Instruments of the Empire. So yeah, Focus and Determined is the one you should be focusing on for sure. Or I mean, sorry. You chose the wrong side, sorry. Yeah. I mean, it's both of these. It's both unique Zetas. I thought this one was a Zeta. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, you chose the wrong side. It's definitely better than Focus and Determined. What? Wait. Give me a second. Did you say that both of these uniques are Zetas? Because I was pretty sure Instruments of the Empire was a Zeta. So then I need to read this as well. Oh, this one is tough than both. Both of them are. Both of these are Zetas. Okay, both uniques. Okay, my bad, bro. My bad. I was pretty sure the Instruments of the Empire was a Zeta. So, at the start of the battle, he gains max health and offense for each Empire ally. While another Empire ally is active, seeks to ignore taunt effects on his turn. Whenever seeks to use an ability against the same target enemy he did in the previous turn, he gains 50% critical chance and potency. All Empire allies recover health and protection. Whenever seeks to use an ability against the same target enemy for 3 times in a row, inflict Order 66. Yeah, Focus and Determined is pro, because I was pretty sure that this was the setup. But Focus and Determined, it makes you able to ignore taunt with CX2, and you can apply Order 66. So then you chose the wrong side. It's gonna be more beneficial after you gain that. So yeah, but still, yeah, both of the setups are gonna be necessary. But I'd say probably Focus and Determined is a little bit better than you chose the wrong side. The order I was gonna do them is in S. Yeah, 339. Maybe I could punch up the speed a little bit on this guy. Yeah, this one is definitely better. Whenever seeks to use an ability against the same target enemy 3 times in a row, inflict Order 66. Everything that inflicts Order 66 is better than something that doesn't. Oof, you have the instant defeat immunity as well. Yeah, you have the dramatic entrance as well if you kill someone off. Focused and chose the wrong side. Then Scorch Zeta, then do apples and leave this guy's open for last but want someone else's opinion, as I'm very new to Lord Vader and his team. Yeah, most of the people that are new to Lord Vader and his new team, I have actually had the luxury of having enough Zetas to get all of the Zetas at once, so I haven't really had the struggles with just testing it out without the Zetas and see how it is. But yeah, I mean, both of these Zetas are fantastic, but it's two different. It gives you two different things. I mean, you chose the wrong side. It gives you instant defeat immunity. You'll be able to ignore taunt to inflict order on the guys that are inflicted with Order 66, which unfortunately you're not gonna be able to land as many off if you don't have the Focus and Determined, because that allows you to ignore taunt. But you also gain the dramatic entrance to start to encounter all allies gain dramatic entrance for 2 times whenever an enemy unit is defeated. So basically you gain 25% offense at the beginning of the battle, and then for example, we'll say it goes 5-6 turns, Lord Vader gets into ult, you kill someone off, you gain an additional 25% offense boost for extra 2 turns. That's also really good. When it comes to this unique, you chose the wrong side. But then again, if you want to go for viability and you want to try and inflict as many Order 66 as possible, Focus and Determined is better, because you have some health and protection, recovery, max health recovery, offense boost, and you can ignore the taunt to inflict to target enemies. And if you target them 3 times in a row, you'll inflict Order 66 on them. So if you want to go for more Order 66, I think this one is better. This also gives Lord Vader an extra 25% ult charge when you do inflict that Order 66 on the enemy character. So, I mean, both Zetas are fantastic, but both do two totally different things. So it depends whether or not. I would say probably this one is. You chose the wrong side, is overall gonna be better on inside of defense and on offense, because CX2 AI is very stupid. He doesn't target the same enemy 3 times in a row on defense, so he never actually inflicts Order 66 on defense because his AI is too stupid to do that. So you chose the wrong side. It's actually going to be more beneficial inside of a Grand Arena and 3 war situation. CX2 will be the first one I work on with my setups once I get enough, since it seems to be a lot better than the others. Yeah, I mean, Apo and CX2 are the 2 characters that are mainly supposed to work with Lord Vader, and then Disguised Clone Trooper, and Scorch is mainly to add that additional stuff, but they are mostly here to be, at least in a 3v3 situation, to be paired up with Grand Moff Tarkin. When it's kind of 5v5, both Disguised Clone Trooper and Scorch are gonna do a lot of good stuff. I mean, Scorch having he inflicts Order 66 whenever an enemy dispels a taunt from him, so that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge. Lord Vader's base should be left until last though, right? Since it doesn't provide as much usefulness as the Darkstar clones. He's got just missing his. He's got the rest just missing his basic. Yeah. I mean, his basic is very underrated. So right now you only have this. You have deal physical damage to target enemy, Ash of the Republic, deal damage again. With the Zeta you have deal physical damage to target enemy, and if Lord Vader has 30 or more stacks of underestimated, he deals damage again. So basically you get 1 stack for each turn, or every time someone takes a turn his stacks keeps growing to the max of 60. And up against Galactic Republic enemies is doubled, so it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on until he hits the his cap of 60. So you'll do a lot of extra damage on his basic, especially once you get into his ult. So if I can just go ahead and showcase this, how it looks for you probably. So even though you're not getting, as you see, now we get 1 stack of underestimated. This is gonna keep stacking throughout the battle. Let's just go ahead and do this. So yours is never ever gonna do more than 2 damages. So we will see if we're able to stall this long enough. So as you see right now, when we take a turn with Lord Vader, if I can get the basic just to showcase. There you can see the dramatic entrance also, which you gain from Apo. So I think you will only get 2 of these maximum, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not misreading the kit. But you will be seeing here, once we hit the cap of getting to 30 stacks. So now we're still doing 1 instance of damage, but this will keep increasing. But as long as we are keep doing the basics, soon we should be able to, yeah, we get Order 66, let's just yeet him out. So now we have 30 stacks, we should be doing 2 damages right now. So we should be doing deal physical damage to target enemy, and if Lord Vader has 30 more stacks of underestimate, he deals damage again. So he should be dealing damage 2 times right now. And then once we get to 60 stacks, we will do damage again, which is something you will miss out on. And that's gonna be a lot of damage. Normally, if I want to 1-tap a character with Lord Vader, I normally just use his basic because it's so overpowerful once he gets to 60 stacks. So let's go ahead and do this. This is probably gonna be super easy. And note, guys, I don't even have the Apo Datacron. I just have a buff on the basic thing. So as you're gonna see now, Lord Vader is gonna be called to assist, so he's gonna do a lot of damage with his basic. You see, we did 3 instances of damage. He's only at 43 stacks, and we were already able to do over almost 300k damage on his basic. So you should not sleep on his basic, because that's one. This is literally like the basic is just like an insta kill. To be honest. And once you get that dramatic entrance and stuff, you see, you can just go ahead and just one hit all of these guys. Okay, so maybe do CX2 and then Lord Vader's Basic since they seem to be the best. Yeah, I'd say definitely go for CX2 first, then Lord Vader's Basic, and then you can go for Apple, and then... Or you know what? No, go for Scorch before Apple. But now, yeah, we might get stuck behind her because she has... I think she has perfect defense. So she has 200% defense, resists all detrimental effect, immune to defense up and tenacity up. We'll see, they might be able to push through. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But normally you're able to take care of Ahsoka a lot faster than I was right now, because I was just trying to showcase how his basic works. But this is the thing with Ahsoka, she's really annoying once she has this defense up, as I said, with the perfect defense it's called. And she gets so fast, she literally has this all the time. So I'm not too sure without the Datacron how good Lord Vader is gonna be up against her. But they are doing all the wrong stuff. I mean, we now have another Order 66. You should just be spamming the basics with this guy. And when Scorch does arrive, you probably have Apple still alive as well, so you can call him Lord Vader to assist all the time as well. You do genuinely appreciate the help, it helps a ton. I won't have the clones at Relic for a while, but CX2 and Apple are close to 6 stars thanks to CG bugging out the Nightfall event while it was with the refreshing. No worries, brother. I'm just happy to help. So yeah. It's unfortunate that they fixed their game. But I think once Scorch comes, this battle up against Glad should be really super easy, because then Apple will be able to survive a lot longer. Actually, let me just do this battle one more time and see how fast I can get it done when we try to finish them up super quick. You got 2 out of 3 Dark Star clones to 6 stars. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, for completely new marquee characters that just enter the game, that's absolutely nuts. To have that many already at 6 stars. So let's see how fast we can kill this team off. I don't think they don't have anything special on the Datacron. So normally before Scorch comes, you always, it seems like, lose Apple, because it feels like they are targeting him super hard for some reason. Let's go into this. As if for some reason they're targeting him super hard, but once Scorch comes, they'll be needing to target him. So, oh shit, yeah, we'll probably lose him in a second as well. So without the Datacron, it's not as good as with the Datacron. With the Datacron, this is like, you can put it on auto, you can walk away, you can go to the bathroom, you can cook, you can do whatever you want, because they'll never be able to win that battle. But now, right now, we already lost our, what's his name? This guy's Clone Trooper, which is not good, because that leaves out a lot of massive damage that we would have gotten otherwise. So let's just make sure, let's see if we can yeet this fool out almost. Just call him to assist. So now we have more dramatic entrance. Let's just make sure we do this. Okay, thank you for going for him. So once you get the dramatic entrance, I mean, it's just... The problem is you'll always lose a few guys before it happens. So now, yeah, she gained a lot of TM. And Lord Vader will not be able to get his way through Ahsoka Tano at this point in time, because she just has too much, what's it called, defense. And Sabine is pretty hard to kill because she gets a lot of extra. So as you see, every time she hits, she gains a lot of bonus protection back, and that's because of the perfect defense. But once you add a tank into the team, it's gonna be great. If I still do roster reviews? Yeah, I do them from time to time. We might have time for a few today. Right now I'm just curious to see how this one works, because it's not a good cron, guys. It's not a good cron at all. Nothing too crazy. It's not even the fastest of Ahsoka's. So I mean, for this to do this bad, I don't know how bad it's gonna be up against a Ahsoka with a really good datacron. I mean, imagine an Ahsoka datacron with a lot of extra defense and health. I mean, it's gonna be very hard to get through them. So the Fox, welcome to stream, by the way, buddy. We might be able to do a few roster reviews today if people do want to see them. But I will continue with my Conquest grind for a bit after this battle right here. I just got a little bit curious because lately when I've been doing this, I haven't gone this bad as it is done today. I mean, I can't do anything, it feels like. So yeah, we aren't protected. When Scorch comes, we will be a lot more protected, with him being able to eat up most of the hits. And bye bye. So this is the perk of having this guy's clone trooper. Okay, let's see if we can kill you off. Because the longer you stay, the harder it's gonna be. You can wait the Dark Side Clone to add into farming mode. I already got them to gear 11. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I mean, I have all of them already, but I can't wait to get Scorch, because I mean, this team is so good, but you can feel that there's something missing, and I think Scorch will add that final touch to this team that the team desperately needs, and then I think they will be amazing. Then I actually do think they will be fan-bloody-tastic. I think they actually will be probably the best team in the game. By far. So yeah, now she doesn't have the perfect defense, I think. Maybe she has. Yeah, she didn't have time to get her perfect defense up, so then it's crazy easy to kill her off. Good for you, but I'm free to play, so I just need to wait. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not free to play. I'm completely free to play on my main account. I do spend a little bit from time to time, but it's mostly like very small sums, like $5. The normal pack, like that, where you get 600 crystals. That's like the minimum I spend. But for the Dark Side clones, I just went all in. And those are the first characters I really wail on. Besides that, I haven't really wailed on anything except for maybe if you call wailing for, if you call Lightspeed bundles wailing. For 9 Lord Vader was still chilling with his old Empire allies. Yeah, I mean that team is still pretty. It's not the best team, but it's still pretty damn good. I have always said that team is really good, and you can do a lot of great stuff with it. However, with the Dark Side clones, they are definitely a lot better, but you should definitely not underestimate this whole squad. It's still pretty good. So guys, we will also probably be able to get Balin here in the near future. Lightspeed Balance is in Dolphin range. Yeah, George C. I can get what you're saying there. I mean, it's still wailing, to be honest, but it's in the Dolphin range. It's in the Dolphin range. I mean, these two, you can't see, but it's in Swedish krona. So this is basically, I don't know how much it is in dollars, probably like 50, 55. I mean, it's still pretty good value, but if you would just get Count Dooku to Relic 8, I would definitely say that this pack is worth buying. Because the Relic 8s are what's the most annoying. And you still need to get Gas to Relic 8, Padme to Relic 8, and I think it's ARC Trooper or someone else to Relic 8 as well. So it's mainly the Relic 8s that are a problem. Padme, Count Dooku, and ARC Trooper, yeah. So you still need 4 characters to Relic 8. So although the Lightspeed bundles are pretty damn good, but this is just, I mean, spending $55 to not even be close to finish them off. I mean, and you still need to get this bundle to get both Gas, and then you have to go get Padme, and you have to gear them up and take them to Relic 8. I mean, it's still pretty steep, in my opinion. Very steep. But I mean, if you do like Lord Vader and want to get him ASAP, who am I to tell you not to buy them? You do what you want with your own money. Oh, so let's just see if I can get the final pieces to this guy. Nice. I don't want to upgrade anything because I want to save as much material as possible for when Scorch comes tomorrow. So yeah, 21 hours and 21 minutes until we'll get our hands on the final piece to the Lord Vader team. And then tomorrow there will be a Grand Arena lock-in as well. Whew, can't wait for a Grand Arena to return, so I can get into Kyber 1 and get my ass kicked. I'm 13 points away from Kyber 1 as we speak. But once I get into Kyber 1, I'll get my ass kicked every day, I think. Every single Grand Arena. And I want to see actually how well this team does against the Supreme Leader can run without the Apple Datacron. So inside of a Grand Arena situation, they would have been able to ignore the taunt anyway. So I was about to say that if you have Scorch, he will take the first few hits. I mean, his special, I think, dispels the buffs. So he'll inflict Order 66 on himself outside the Grand Arena if he targets Scorch, which is nice. But we'll see what we can do. Let's just make sure we reduce the damage on him a little bit. Let's just do this. His AoE is not going to do too much aside of this situation. You don't have it, or you just try. You don't have it, or you just try with it. I don't understand what you mean, brother. I'm sorry. Sometimes my English is a little bit bad, and it takes me a while to understand some questions. Or do you mean Apple Datacron? Yeah, I have the Apple Datacron, but I don't want to try it with it because I want to see how this team operates without the Datacron. Because with the Datacron, they would have already inflicted Order 66 on themselves a long time ago. So from all of my testing I've done with this team, without the Apple Datacron, they seem very keen to always go for Apple. I don't know if it's because he is the guy with least amount of health and protection. But up against Kylo Ren inside of a 5v5 situation, I always find it to be very uphill for Lord Vader. However, if CX2 can survive for a long period of time, you have a good chance of pulling it off. Because Lord Vader and CX2 together is almost unbeatable. So if we can get CX2 to go under stealth, now we get the Order 66 as well. So I don't want to do this because he can't do anything. And we should be out of ult. Let's see if we can get a healing immunity. Nice, we get some health and protection back. And as you can see, CX2 almost all the time is stealthing, and he gains what's it called? Dodge on his mastery. So it will be very hard for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to hit CX2, but that was in Relic 7. Let's try it up against a Relic 9. So let's see. On his first special, dispel all buffs on all enemies and stun target enemy for 2 turns. So basically, when you have Scorch and you go up against Kylo Ren, this is why I think Kylo Ren can be pretty bad inside up against Lord Vader on defense in Grand Arena, because he'll dispel all buffs on all enemies. So it doesn't matter who he targets, he'll dispel the buffs on everyone. So he'll inflict himself with Order 66 from the get-go, because you remove the taunt from Scorch if you do the first special. I mean, if you do this one, you won't inflict yourself with Order 66, but once you do this, you will inflict Kylo Ren with Order 66 right away, and that's gonna be a huge issue inside of Grand Arena. And when it comes to Leia, I think she has a buff dispel on her basic. Deal bonus true damage, so equal 10% of the damage. Attackers dispel all buffs on target enemy and reduce their speed by 5. Call other rebel allies to assist and reduce target enemy by. Okay, so it doesn't really do too much up against Scorch. Let's see, rebel ambush, full damage. Remove turn meter. This ability can be evaded. Buff immune for 1 turn. Inflict debuffs on all enemies based on the roll, which can be dispelled. Ambush. So dispel all buffs and remove 100% turn meter from target other allies. So if she does target Scorch with this ally, she'll inflict herself with Order 66 as well. Dispel. No, I'm joking. Dispel. Okay, dispel all debuffs and remove 100% turn meter. So I'm joking. I read it too fast. It's debuffs on herself. So I mean, I think Drogon has on his basic. He might have a buff dispel. Let's see. This can be evaded, stun enemy. Okay, let's see, dispel all buffs and deal special damage. So if he does do the fire support up against Scorch, he'll inflict himself with Order 66. So it's debuffs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know it's debuffs, but I mean she'll dispel it on what's it called? Dispel all debuffs. I mean, she dispels all debuffs on herself and her team, I think, from target other ally, because you do this and you target, for example, Drogon, and you dispel all debuffs on him. So it's not you dispel all debuffs on Scorch, for example. Then it was a target enemy, not ally. So you're definitely gonna be needing to be very careful going up against Lord Vader inside of a defense situation, because if you do end up dispelling debuffs or the buffs on Scorch, you'll inflict yourself Order 66. Leia team after use third every ignore. Yeah, exactly. You can ignore the taunt, but the thing is, who do you want to kill off? You'll probably want to kill off CX2 from an offensive standpoint, but then you'll need to deal with Disguise Punchover and Apple, and Scorch is going to be pretty hard to kill off, and then you have Lord Vader that's going to be ramping in the meantime. So I think if you want to beat the Lord Vader with clone teams with Leia, I'd probably go for CX2 first, but I feel like he is the main guy that feeds buffs to the team. You go for Apple first. I'm not too sure. I would rather nuke out CX2 than Apple. But yeah, it's gonna be very hard to take down this team, especially with the Datacron. I don't think Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is gonna work. Sith Eternal and Bane, no chance. That's not gonna work. It's not even working in 3v3. CX2 is perma stealth. No, not up against Leia. So I can show it for you. Right here, you will see he will go out of stealth a lot. because of Leia's uniques and the other characters' abilities. You see, she dispels everything. He's open, but we will be getting out of stealth right now. You see, we went out of stealth. Let's see, this guy, he didn't have anything. Let's throw this anyway. We didn't land anything. So CX2 is still open. CX2 is still open. CX2 is still open. And right here, if he targets Drogon, you can get a big hit. If he targets CX2 with a basic, he will probably get killed super easy. And this is a problem with the stealthing of this team. You can't inflict Order 66 on anyone, especially when it comes to, what's his name, CX2. It's also pretty hard to have that 80 damages of time that you need. So let's just make sure we try and get the Order 66 on him. Now we went under stealth. Now we come out of stealth again because of Drogon. So it's not as good with the perma stealth up against a Leia team, because they can ignore taunt a lot and they can ignore a lot of stuff. So they get stunned. Let's just see if I can kill off anyone. Let's just make sure we go all in on her. So we're gonna have enough damage with Lord Vader probably to get through her. And that's probably also because there's no Relic 9. But as you can see, CX2 is open a whole lot, and it's an easy kill, really, inside of Grand Arena. Because you just pull back the turn meter on, what's his name? On Drogon, then you wait until he gets a turn, and then you do the big hit, and that's gonna be like a insta kill, really. Okay, team's putting up a pretty good fight. In 3v3 Grand Arena, which Darkside clones goes with Tarkin? It's gonna be Scorch and this guy's Clone Trooper, because CX2 and Apo are mainly for Lord Vader. CG has already confirmed this, and the Omicron on, for example, CX2 specifically targets Lord Vader, while the Omicrons in 3v3 for Tarkin and Scorch targets Tarkin and Scorch. So yeah, I mean the Omicron in a 3v3 situation is mostly for Tarkin. I can go ahead and showcase it for you guys. Nice, we got 4 extra status. Perfect. So Tarkin rework actually is a fantastic rework. I was about to make a video on it, but never got around to do it. So I'll probably apply this. I'm just gonna make sure I have enough stuff to apply on Scorch first. So 1 in 3v3 Grand Arenas, and if all other allies are Dark Side Clone Troopers. So at the start of the encounter, allied Dark Side Clone Trooper supports stealth for 2 turns. This literally calls out Disguise Clone Trooper. So he'll get Ruse straight away, which is very nice, and Tanks, which is going to be Scorch, gains protection up for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, and Scorch gain 5 stacks of Bulwark. So 1 stack of Bulwark is literally 150% defense, so he'll have 150 times 5, which is going to be 750% extra defense, so that's going to be very nice. And whenever a Darkside Clone Trooper ally uses a special ability, Tarkin assists. So for example, this guy Clone Trooper is very fast. He throws his well ambushed AoE, Tarkin assists. When he assists, he gains a stack of 100% potency, and it's gonna stack until he uses ultimate firepower, and then he does a lot of damage based on his potency. So for example, you have, I don't have my Tarkin well modded, but yeah, I have 100% potency. It can be a lot more with the Datacron. So then you do basic, you have 100% potency, so basically 200% potency from what I just had. If you do another one, you have 300% potency. Then when you do the ultimate firepower, deal special damage to all enemies, remove 50% of their turn meter. This attack deals more damage, equal to double of Tarkin's potency percentage. So if you had 300% potency, if you had done 2 basics, you'll have now 600. And if all other allies of Darkside Clone Troopers, to deal an additional instance of damage equal to double Tarkin's percentage. So that's going to be 600 times 2. So that's going to be at 1200% extra more damage based on his potency, just because of the bonuses you get that it's a full dark side clone trooper team. And yeah, the Zeta doesn't do anything really, it's just the Zeta is crap, to be honest. But it's really the Omicron inside of a 3v3 situation there, they're gonna be amazing. So as I said, he assists, and whenever an enemy evades or resists a debuff from a Dark Side Clone Trooper, ally Tarkin gains 5% turn meter and recovers 10% health. It's gonna be very good for Tarkin to just keep on recovering. And whenever Intimidation tactics is used, dispel all buffs on all enemies and daze them for 2 turns. So this is huge, it's a mass buff to spell and a daze. That's gonna be really good. I actually think you can probably just use, I think Tarkin and the clones, Disguised Clone Trooper and Scorch are gonna be able to take down Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano without Ezra inside of a 3v3 situation. I do actually believe that. And whenever an ultimate firepower is used, inflict fear on all enemies for 1 turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. So, and enemies can't be revived. So, this Omicron is fantastic. The rework is amazing as well. So yeah, Scorch have one, so yeah, I know, but sometimes the CG sneaks stuff in, and I don't want to stand there tomorrow with only 1 Zeta. Finally, he got some usage, lol. Yeah, I mean, he is really good. You can do a lot of great stuff with him. Unfortunately, it's hard to test inside a squad arena because of datacross and stuff. And I don't have a testing body, so I can't really test it up against a lot of non-geo stuff unless I drop like 400 ranks, which takes about 1 or 2 weeks. But yeah, Tarkin is a really fun character. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can showcase a battle. We did this the other day, actually. So we did this up against a Kylo, a First Order team. So you can stack his damage super high, actually. You can... where is the Kylo Ren team? There we go. So what we used was Tarkin, Thrawn, Geobrod Alpha, the Beskar Armor Mandalorian, and Wat Tambor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the battle and showcase how it looks like. And now I forgot to turn off my data discs, but it shouldn't matter. So, gain 50% turn meter at the start of each of enemy's turns. Enemies defeated by this character can't be revived, so I like to give this to him, get some extra TM. We can just go ahead and give this to the armor. Let's just make sure he gets 2 stacks of armor for the time being. Yeah, I guess. Let's keep... So now, what you're doing is, you're just gonna stack, keep doing his basic. I'm gonna hope that most of these guys can die off. So let's just go ahead and do a basic. Okay. So as we can see, every time we're doing the basic, it's literally stacking. His potency is stacking, so it's gonna be very beneficial for us. Let's see. Oh, maybe we're not gonna be able to survive without the 3 stacks. Keep doing the basic. So I did this before. I might have put in the tank tech actually from Watt instead of the turn meter. We'll just go ahead and take off all of the extra bonuses. Let's just keep the Voluntary Vanguard. Let's take away that, and let's take away the Amplify Agonies. Quickening is just some extra speed. So where is Tarkin? There we go. And mind you guys, it's gonna be even better if you have a full team of Darkside Clone Troopers. This is just to showcase his powers. Let's just go ahead and give him this. You know what, we're gonna try and wait out and see if we can get 3 stacks of Beskar armor. Let's do this, heal that guy up, nice. Okay, so we got the 3 stacks. Let's give it over to him. And from here on out we just auto basic. Why are we auto basicing, you might think? It's because every time we do the basic we are stacking his potency. So this is why I'm saying up against, for example, inside of a 3v3 Grand Arena with the Omicron turned on. If you want a budget counter up against a lot of teams, I think this could be a good, a really good cheesy team. And I don't say that just to say it, but because we're gonna stack his potency so high. We're currently at 600% from our starting potency percentage that we had. So once we get to around 20 stacks, you should be able to nuke out the entire team. And note guys, inside Grand Arena you can use your Datacron. So for example, if you use a Datacron with 60% extra potency, this is gonna deal a lot more damage than it's currently doing. So inside of a 3v3 situation, what you really need is only Watt Tambor and armor pretty decently well modded. I think the Beskar armor is more important than the tank tech, so you could probably go with Tarkin, Geoblood Alpha, and then the armor. So yeah, as I said, you just put that on him, he will be basically almost impossible to kill. And then you just sit back, put it on basic, auto basic for a while, and then you wait to get 20, 30 stacks, and then you just go ahead and nuke out that whole team. And it's very sad that I can't actually test this up against the Galactic Legends I have in my squad arena. That's very unfortunate. So I'm just gonna stop it here at once he gets to his 20th stack, because I don't want to sit here and wait the entire 2 minutes. So let's just take it off auto. Okay, so now we have 20 stacks, so we have 2000 more potency. Deals special damage to all enemies and remove 50% turn meter. This attack deals more damage equal to double of target's potency percentage. So we're at 4000 percentage. I think if my math calculation is correct, it might be wrong, but this is gonna be a lot of damage, and this is basically gonna be able to nuke out this whole team. So as you can see, I don't know how much damage that was actually, but it was a lot of damage. So you'll be able to nuke out full teams. This is very free-to-play friendly. I mean, you can get out of a lot of tight situations using this team. But as I said, it's very hard to try this out up against the teams that we currently have. I know I can beat what's his name, Jedi Master Kenobi, but I need to use all my clones. I've done it without the Apo Datacron. I'm gonna bring in a potency Datacron just so we can get a lot of extra stuff. So 180% potency. It might not work without the Apo Datacron, but with the Apo Datacron it definitely works. So we can see how well we can do it, because now we have insta defeat immunity, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and do a basic. Nice, we got a buff this a stun, and just like that, they looks like they've fixed his basic ability. We were able to inflict Order 66 already on General Kenobi. So we're basically gonna be having a insta kill right here in a second. And yeah, without Scorch, they're able to pretty much go straight for Apo and kill him off. So this one should all kill him off. Massive damage. It's fantastic. Now they got a little bit lucky. They went into high ground. I mean, yeah, tank revive and stuff. So this one works a whole lot better when you have the Apo Datacron. And we can't ignore taunt for some reason. So let's try this one with Apotheticon so we can add ourselves a tank as well, just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And let's just bring in Royal Guard and the Apotheticon, and let's see what we can do. So we're still gonna do that over there. Let's do basic. We got a stun, which is fantastic. Fortunately, did not call this guy's clone trooper to assist. If he calls this guy's clone trooper to assist, holy shit! She did a shitload of damage to our Grand Moff Tarkin. Of course, they kill off the only character we want to test out. Don Vico, you're a piece of crap. I'm just joking, brother. But let's see if we can get a little bit better luck with them not going straight for our only character we want to test out. Let's see, get a stun, nice. And that should have been Order 66, but I don't understand this game sometimes. Okay, see. Fortunately didn't call him to assist, but his snips hits freaking hard, guys. I don't know how much damage this is gonna deal. I don't think it's gonna deal any damage at all because we can do some offense down, I guess. Yeah, fuck you, Kenobi. Just because you want to test something out, you just go straight for the guy you want to test out. Well, overall, Tarkin is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to have better use inside of a 3v3 inside, or rather than a 5v5. Oh, let's see, actually. I want to see how good my Scoundrel team with Dr. Afra is up against Jabba now that I have the full team of 5. Don't want to have you, we'll take in Dengar and we'll take in Darth Vader. So we have this right here. I mean, if I could use Afra to take down... Yeah, actually, I actually want to have Afra on defense. Put this 5v5, to be honest. Let's go ahead and do this. Nice, we can ignore the taunt, but we cannot target her for some reason. Why can't I target Bausch? Let's go ahead and do this. Basic, hopefully that kills her off. Get some tenacity downs. We didn't get a single one. I mean, it's probably going to be a lot better inside of Rand Arena, but I was expecting this to be almost like crazy easy with the focus Datacon. Maybe I'm expecting too much from the team. Yeah, I think I'm expecting too much from this team actually, because they are at this moment in time getting absolutely smacked. I don't know if you need to use Chrysanthemum with this team to actually get the best out of it. Yeah, she's getting absolutely smoked. And it's not, yeah, oh shit, yeah, they have a lot of tenacity and armor penetration and protection. Let's see though if she can survive, but no, they landed every single freaking ability block they could land. Yeah, it should be definitely better inside of 5v5. I hope at least. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. However, great to see though that Tarkin has some usage. Let's see how far away am I from the gold crate. 63 more key cards. I hate Conquest, guys, not gonna lie, I hate it. Just go ahead and finish off by doing a few underlying force users. We need to put in all the volatile accelerator and the amplify agonies. So that's not it. Okay, way away. And where is the volatile accelerator? That's not you. Where is the volatile accelerator? There we go, confirm. And go in. And then we're just gonna send in a full unaligned light side force user team. And there we go. But yeah, guys, I don't know how many of you have watched the Andor series, but holy crap! I just finished watching the season 2 last week, and straight after I just went in and watched Rogue One, the movie, and shit just hit different, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it was, yeah, that show was so good. I think that's probably one of my favorite series when it comes to Star Wars that Disney has made. I mean, Clone Wars is definitely the number one. I've always liked the Bad Batch and stuff like that, but I mean, these ones were really good. Kenobi, I actually enjoyed Kenobi just because we got to see Darth Vader and Kenobi, because those are two of my favorite characters inside of the Star Wars universe. Ahsoka I also enjoyed because we got to say Hayden Christensen again as Anakin Skywalker. That was amazing. I felt like that show had a lot of potential, but the last few episodes actually was a little bit lackluster, a little bit disappointed with that, but I hope that season 2 is gonna be banger. I hope it's gonna be banger, banger, banger. And so but other than Ahsoka, they haven't really announced too many new stuff, at least not series. I mean, we have the Ryan Gosling Starfighter movie, and then we have the Rey movies, which I'm not crazy looking forward to them. If I'm going to be honest, sequels is not probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but I mean, if you do enjoy them, you do enjoy them, but it wasn't one of my favorite ones. The Mandalorian movie is gonna be nice. The Thrawn movie is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, I think. But it feels like they're not doing as many series anymore. Maybe they have learned the hard way that they just can't do a series about nothing and it's gonna earn money because it's Star Wars. A lot of fans feels like they're getting a little bit upset with the stuff that they've been releasing these last few years. But yeah, Andor was still banger with the great success they had with the Acolyte last year. I didn't expect Andor to be as good as it was. The Wrecker is almost down already. Lights out online, force user battles inside of Conquest. That must be a pain. And guys, if you have been enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you want to see more streams or videos of me. And as I said, we'll be doing some Grand Arena 5v5 in like 1.5 days from now. No, 2 days from now I think it's gonna be. Because the lock-in should be tomorrow. So we're closing in on one of our final battles. I was actually thinking about doing a Scorch live testing tomorrow, but I think most of the people will just watch Arnold, so for me, I think it's gonna be pretty useless. I'm just gonna probably stick to making a video about it the day after or something like that, because I think the majority of people is gonna be, as I said, watching Arnold streams, Arnold stream of the character unlock rather than watching me, and I can't blame you because he's the biggest SWGoH content creator we have, and he's definitely the best one we have, so I can't blame people for it. So yeah, we have a lot of datacons. Let's make sure we sell a few. So I'm pretty stacked when it comes to datacons right now. This is dismantled because I don't want to see this in my inbox. Just claim them all. See, 11, so 9 more. I'll finish this one as well. That will give me 30 more key cards, and I need 30 more for the red crate. So yeah, I was saying I wanted to test Lord Vader up against Supreme Leader Caloran, just to see how the team does without the Abba Datacron and before Scorch. I'm not thinking anything. I don't think anything greatly of this battle. Just want to see a little bit how it plays out before Scorch. So we got really lucky, they went for him. Tank revive, armor pen, and health, tenacity and protection, so definitely durable. So Apple dies, he comes back though, it's okay. That's not good, let's just make sure we start decreasing his damage. Let's just go ahead and do this. Nice, we got a stun. So let's kill him off, make sure we trigger that tank revive right now. That was not a good mass assist on our Apo. It's not a lot of turns for our guys at the moment. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't know how this guy survived. We can do a big hit right here, kill off probably the sides. Nice. And then he killed off 2 of my sides. So I don't think we would have been able to target her inside of Grand Arena. This should be the Order 66. Nice. So minus Omicrons, Datacons and stuff like that, I think once Scorch is here tomorrow, I think Lord Vader will just he will dog on every team except for Leia. I mean, this was a pretty decent Supreme Leader Caloran, minus the 3 Omicrons on Darkside Vision Ray and minus Scorch. I think Supreme Leader Caloran will struggle up against Lord Vader inside of a 5v5 situation, and this is without the Datacron. Although I have crazy good stats, buffs on the basic, and a lot of shit ton of armor penetration and critical damage. Tank revive, tenacity protection, armor pen, and health. I mean, the AI is a little bit stupid if they go straight for CX2. But yeah, that's the thing, when you have Scorch, it's gonna dispel all the buffs. that my team has. Inflict Order 66 on himself. Order 66. Immune to buffs and can't be revived if defeated, so don't know how good that one is. Whoop. So I'm not sure which teams will be super effective up against Lord Vader, the only Galactic Legend. I think on offense that could do well is Leia. Supreme of the Caravan, I don't think is gonna be as good. Maybe Rey, maybe, but that's gonna be very risky. That could be easily in timeout. Jedi Master Luke has no chance. JMK has no chance. Jabba has no chance. Sith Eternal with Bane might have a slight chance. I don't think it's gonna be super close. And then you have Ahsoka Tano that I don't think is gonna be able to get it done. Then you have the Smash Bros. You have the Smash Bros. You have Starkiller. So you can't do this because it's dispel all buffs on target enemy. Okay, yeah, on target enemy. But yeah, he can't. I don't know if this guy can ignore taunt. I don't think he can ignore taunt inside of Grand Arena. So he's gonna gain Order 66 on himself. If he does, the Force Repulse. So if you have the Omicron, dispel all debuffs on all allies and buff immunity, okay. Dispel all buffs on all enemies, so this is actually going to be worse for him inside of Grand Arena if you do have the Omicron, because then you dispel the taunt on Scorch. If you do this, then you inflict yourself with Order 66. Don't know how good this one is going to be. Dispel all debuffs on himself, but I don't see anything where it says he can ignore the taunt. So yeah, don't know how good Malicos and them gonna be. So you have to hope you can stack enough of the die wallop and then just one hit them. Okay. So yeah. I do think maybe actually the UFOs will be the best course of action up against him. Maul, however, this one is a buff dispel on target enemy. He can only ignore taunt on the first seeing rage, assuming he has 5 of them. So then, yeah, he's gonna inflict Order 66 on himself. So it will be very hard to balance out this right here. Oh, it will be very tough. So this one is also good. Whenever he loses taunt, all allies, Darkside Clone Troopers recover 50% health and protection. That's going to be a lot. Whenever he gains taunt, he dispels all debuffs on himself, and all other Darkside Clone Troopers allies gain 10% turn meter. Whenever he uses Entrenched, he gains an additional 5 steps of Bulwark. And Bulwark is literally 150% defense per stack. Lose 1 stack of Bulwark when receiving damage. So imagine if you mod this guy for example, let's just name this one Scorch. Speed and defense. We want as much speed, we also want a lot of protection. Let's go ahead and just take these mods right here. You want protection mods. Primaries, definitely gonna be wanting that. Because Lord Vader converts Don't have any defense mods. That's the issue though. That's an shit mod. Let's make sure we do this, and then we can use this. Let's see, protection, speed. We will name this one SWGoH. So, just to maybe look at, for example, we'll take a Royal Guard, for example. And we're just gonna do this. I don't know how close the stats are gonna be compared to SWGoH. But this is just how it could look. So you can have a lot of extra protection. Now it's probably gonna be, it's not gonna be as similar to SWGoH because I don't know how his space protection is gonna look like and stuff like that. But we can see the protection is gonna be very high. You have a lot of armor, extra defense. So imagine you have 69% with armor, and then you have 5 stacks of bulwark. That's 750% more defense. I mean, if you think it's hard to kill off someone with the datacron that has 300% defense, imagine someone has 750% extra defense without any datacron stats additional whatsoever. I mean, this guy is going to be completely insane to kill off. So, for example, you have 70% armor, and that is going to be, if I just take up my calculator real quick, so 70 times 5, it's going to be 350%. No, sorry guys, I think my math is wrong. I think actually my math is wrong when it comes to that, but I mean, he's gonna be crazy durable. It's gonna be extremely hard to kill him off. And inside of a 5v5 situation, I'm not too sure who you're gonna be going for first. If you want to kill off SWGoH, if you want to kill off Lord Vader, because remind you, not a lot of characters can ignore taunt. It's only Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with Dark Side Vision Ray that are gonna be able to ignore the taunt. Leia in certain instances, with Drogon and Jedi Master Kenobi if you can get to the high ground, and Jedi Master Luke in case you can inflict marked and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very hard to know who you should kill off first, if you're gonna go for Lord Vader or if you're gonna go for SWGoH. Because yeah, if you start off working towards Lord Vader, trying to kill him off, then all of a sudden you can't ignore taunt anymore, you need to go for SWGoH. So, but if you start to go for SWGoH right away, you can't insta-kill him because of CX2. He has insta-defeat immunity on his baked in his unique. So if you start working on him, you literally let Lord Vader ramp up his damage. And then if he gets to ult and the team starts to inflict Order 66 and stuff, yeah, it's gonna be very tough, guys. I think actually, I do actually believe that Lord Vader is going to be the best Galactic Legend in the game, followed up closely by Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Leia Organa. I think those three are gonna be the 3 best GLs. Turk Andy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Not quite sure what you mean by your comment, but nice to have you here, brother. But as I said, Lord Vader is probably going to be the best Galactic Legend with his new Darkside Clone Trooper team. Rabe with Ezra. Rabe and Ezra comes up close. Supreme Leader Kenobi with Darkside Vision Ray, also Leia Organa, and then you have probably JMK, Jabba, and Galat. And then you have Sith Eternal without Bane and Jedi Master Luke. But yeah, fine. It's nice to see Lord Vader finally getting some well-deserved love. And also, I'll stick with this mod setup still, for this next round at least. But I might actually change it to something like this. So I want to go for a little bit extra speed and a little bit higher protection pole. Although inside of 3v3 you want health primaries rather than protection. But to be honest, I think it's going to be way too much work remodding Lord Vader every single Grand Arena. So I think I'm just going to stick with the protection because it's going to be a minimal difference regardless if you take the protection or health. We still keep some critical damage, but the main thing is more bulk and more speed, but still keep the damage pretty high and keep the critical damage even high as well. The best thing would actually be if I could use a protection cross, but I don't have any good offensive secondaries, so that's the problem I'm facing. Yeah, you can see 1.66, that's not nearly as good. I mean, 13.7, you have 4.02, I don't know, yeah, I need 75, but literally you have more bulk, but I lose, you can see, I lose a lot of speed, but it's because I need to change one of these two mods then, but I lose way too much speed, and I also lose the damage, which I am not too keen about. Let's see how high it's gonna look. So critical damage on the speed, so we'll need to use I'm actually gonna take this one because it's more offense. So we have a lot of bulk, 200k protection, a lot of speed, but you can see I lose way too much damage. I don't like that at all, and I also don't like to have 192. Do I need to change my Lord Vader mod now? I was using critical damage and health mod like before. Yeah, I'm actually gonna stick with this and try it out and see. I do, as I said, the Fox I do recommend you switch to a speed and protection if you do have the Dark Side clones. Something similar like this. You could probably punch the number of protection a little bit higher, but I like to have my Lord Vader do a lot of damage because I did show this the last stream I did, that if your Lord Vader has too little damage and too little critical damage, you're literally gonna miss out like half his damage. So for example, like I can showcase for you guys how it looks like mod battles. I literally did this my last stream, and as I said right then, it can be counterproductive because you want Lord Vader to do a lot of damage and you want him to do the damage fast. You don't want him to wait to get to the third ult. You want to get that good damage already in the first ult. So now with the critical damage and health, you have around 35,000 damage. And then if you switch it around to a, for example, speed and protection mod, for example, we say you have speed and health with the only focus being protection. So let's just make sure we get as much protection on the secondaries as we can. So we have a lot of protection. We have a lot of protection. We want protection. So this is how a lot of people mod their Lord Vader. Just full out protection, potency, protection, potency, protection, and then they go for protection. Let's see which one I should use. Protection over here. Okay, let's say you have a little bit of offense. So this is normally how. Oh shit! Now I. Okay. This speed. Okay, so this is how a lot of people mod their Lord Vader. You just go straight for pure bulk and speed, and you have, for example, 11k damage. So we're gonna confirm. We're gonna go into mod battles again just to showcase how it looked. So with the critical damage and health mod, we did approximately 35k damage. Now we will be doing 70,000. So you're missing roughly half his damage if you're modding this way, like this. So you're gonna miss out on a lot of damage. He will be crazy bulky, but he's gonna miss out on so much damage. And you can say, well, he's gonna be able to survive longer, but it doesn't matter if he gets to the third ult. A critical damage mod's health set on Lord Vader is gonna do more damage every single time. So this is why when people ask me how should I mod him, I always say speed and protection. because I'm not too sure a lot of people know how to use him like this, and speed and protection is a lot easier, but I always try to help people with the benchmark of getting around 12.5k damage minimum of your on your Lord Vader, because you want him to hit hard, and you want him to hit hard fast, because if he does, he'll be able to kill off the enemy team a lot faster, and you won't have to wait to his third ult to be able to do good damage. And that's why I say it's a little bit counterproductive to mod your Lord Vader for just pure bulk. In my opinion, for Lord Vader, the best defense is a good offense. Yeah, you could argue for both. It depends purely on your game style, I would say. In my opinion, for example, if I know I'll score 3 goals in a soccer game, I can afford to let in 2 goals. But if I know I only need to, if I know I can't score and I only can defend my goal, okay, that sounded way worse than it sounds in Swedish. But I do get the point that a good defense is always a good offense. Sometimes a good offense is a good defense. That's all I'm saying. And my Lord Vader has been able to hold up against a lot of teams. A lot of good teams. But still, this is also modding. You can also apply stuff when it comes to Datacron. So for example, you could just use a Datacron that gives you more critical damage, or a Datacron that gives you more protection if you want to compensate for one or the other. Normally a lot of speed on Lord Vader is normally pretty good. I think around 580 I would say is my go-to if I was gonna use the speed. 13. If you get 13k damage, it's definitely fantastic. If you can get this to 200k protection, that's even better. But yeah, let's see them. So let's see if we create the perfect mod setup, I'd say. So let's create one over here. So speed and health. So because we have an offense, we want as much speed as possible. You normally want protection as well. But yeah, I mean, we could lose out on 2 speed to get the extra protection. But I need those 2 to be health, so I need to use speed over here. Here we need to start focusing on the offense. So 5.25 is really good, so, and 28 speed, so we'll stick with that. Here we actually have a really good prawn, 7.1 offense. Here's the problem, we start encountering. Here's the part where we start to lose offense and a lot of other stuff, because I don't really have a good protection mod. But we could actually go with split here, because that way it's going to be good for both Grand Arena 3v3 and 5v5. So we could actually go with, I think that this Kron, 26 speed, health and offense. And here we want nothing other than critical damage. So 25 speed, but we'll lose a lot of offense. This one is a great offense secondaries, but then again we're gonna lose out on one of these 2. So we'll do this one for the sake of it, and we'll probably use protection here as well, because we have 6.43% offense, 5% 29. So this one should be, I'm just gonna rename it bulk speed offense. So it's not going to be as high offense as I normally have, but it's going to be a lot of other good stuff. You're going to have bulk, speed and offense all tied in one. So 586. Now we've gone with this split, so this is going to be inside of a 3v3 situation. This is going to be pretty good, because we have some extra health. This will literally 260k health inside of a 3v3 plus the 170, so you'll basically end up with a 400k health and protection Lord Vader inside of a 3v3 situation. Inside of a 5v5 you will have roughly 300k health and protection. So the split is pretty good. You still have a lot of good speed. You have some nice critical damage still, 192%, and you still have great offense. 13k offense is really good actually, not gonna lie. But then again, if you want to change this to protection, I mean, if you're someone that has good offense on your secondaries, you can just go ahead and use this to a 595, and then you, instead of 13k, you'll get almost 200k protection. But still, in a 3v3 situation, this would be 222k plus 195. That would roughly be like 300. Yeah, that would actually be a little bit more, I think, inside of 3v3, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, 115. That's gonna be 230k health and protection. No, 230k max health plus this. That's literally 420. So maybe this actually is better. Maybe instead of a change of mods, putting a Datacon with a lot of health. Yeah, I mean Datacon is, yeah, that could also be a good way to go about it. But then again, you don't really want to rely on Datacons too much. You want the modding to be on spot, so you don't have to change stuff. And then when you take the Datacon, you can focus on adding more bulk or more offense or whatever you want to add. So I do think you need to still be a little bit offense minded. Let's see. Let me take a look again. So we use Javas. Let me do the calculations. That's gonna be 260k. No, this is gonna be more. 260 plus 100. That's 370k plus 70k. That's gonna be 420k. Yeah, it's gonna be roughly the same as the other one we have. Still, but full health can be better inside of 3v3. But yeah, as I said, I'm still gonna be rocking this one right here because I like doing a lot of damage, and we'll see how good Lord Vader is once that Datacon goes away. So, final battle of the game. Then I think I'll end my stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear up this Kenobi team. Oh, this should give him. Yeah, no, it's not stunned. Of course, he doesn't call him to assist. If he just calls him to assist, we'll have an order 66. No, I'm joking, we know because it's not stunned. But yeah, Juan, it's gonna be... You're definitely gonna be needing to, I think, remod your Lord Vader one way or other. In order to get the most out of his new team. I just like when the damage is so high on Lord Vader, because now when we have, for example, we have offense up, still we won't have it once the Datacon goes away, but we'll be having offense up and we'll have dramatic entrance, so this is still gonna be pretty impressive damage. And now we weren't able to land a crit because he had protection up. See how much damage it is now. This is only the first ult and we're already doing 200k damage. See if I can inflict healing immunity. Of course not. So yeah, the dramatic entrance combined with Lord Vader and everything is just way too much damage. I mean, That's almost 400k damage right there on the basic. That was 100k on a non-crit. $100k again. 125k on one of those 3 hits. And now he'll die. So that was 180 and then like 50 or something, I didn't see. Yeah, but that's the only reason why I like critical damage, because he absolutely just smashes through the team, slices them through like butter so quickly. And I've tested the speed and protection so many times, but the critical damage just makes it harder. But yeah guys, we've been live for a few hours now. Can't wait for SWGoH tomorrow, only 20 more hours. So let's just get to sleep and hopefully we'll be able to unlock him tomorrow. But yeah guys, that's gonna be it for me. Oh shit, I just realized my face cam has been off. I don't know how long it's been off. Ah, that's bullshit. Oh, this face cam. I need to get a new one. Anyways guys, hopefully you did enjoy the stream. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And hopefully I'll see most of you guys here in a few days once we start the next chapter of Grand Arena. See you guys. Yeah, bye bye.